Jeff, thank you for the call. I appreciate that. Let's go to Maryland right now. Say hi to Eric. Eric, you're on with producer Chris Tsangarides. Go ahead.
Oh, hey, how you doing, Chris?
Fine, thanks, Eric.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Bruce Dickinson's solo work. And
Right on.
I know you did Tattooed Millionaire.
That's right, yeah.
And I had a couple of questions about that. One was, when he did his follow-up, Balls to Picasso, he seemed to have quite a little bit of a producer fiasco there, where he just was
That's
going
right.
through a number of producers. He was scrapping entire albums.
Yeah, that's right. I think that was more management hassle than Bruce hassle.
Were you involved in
we started doing what would have been the follow-up, and we recorded the backing tracks, and then that was it. I was told by a certain, it wasn't Rod Smallwood, he had nothing to do with it as far as I know, but this guy felt that the vocals needed to be more commercial or whatever, and I remember having this argument with a guy saying, listen, dude, you can throw as much money at this at the wall, you ain't going to sell any more than Tattooed Millionaire, because what he did on that record, he'd never done before. It was the most confident, upfront singing that Bruce had ever done. And so there was this, I think they were trying to push him away to leave Maiden, possibly, to do his own thing and go the route of, very, very commercial kind of stuff.
Which he did. I mean, he left Maiden, yeah.
Well, he did leave Maiden, but he's back with Maiden, which says everything, doesn't it?
Right.
And it's like, I guess, management bullshit is all I can say.
It's interesting. You touch on something. You used a word just now called that people I don't think would equate with these artists that we're talking about, like a Bruce Dickinson, who even at that point, Tattooed Millionaire, had sold millions of records with Iron Maiden and become a household name. But you used a word there I think that's interesting, confidence.
Yeah.
And I know, having worked in the record industry side as well and having been in studios with bands and done some A&R work, I think people would be shocked at how few of these artists still really are skeptical about what they can and can't do.
God, yeah.
You really still have to coax things out of them, don't you?
Big time. You have to either wind them up or relax them, or it's so much more than just twiddling knobs and dials. It really is.
There's a lot of psychiatic work almost that goes into it, right?
I'm going to be the next Dr. Phil on a Metallica album, me.
But you do a little.
Well, yeah, you see it
in the Anvil movie.
Exactly.
I mean, you do a little policing of actual fights between Rob and Lips.
Yeah, I'm quite good at breaking up fights now.
I mean, so you can see CT in action if you watch the Anvil movie as well. But yeah, there's I forgot about that's another one that's come up in the course of the conversation, though. Your work with Bruce Dickinson on that album, and I sensed that's where kind of Bruce was going at that point too. I was not so much a fan of that period of his career because I was a Maiden fan, and it didn't make the big connection with me.
I mean, we made that album, Tattooed Millionaire, as a direct result of one song we did for Nightmare on Elm Street 5 or 6.
Bring Your Daughter to the Slaughter.
And Steve Harris heard that and went, I've got to have that for Maiden. So it did, and it was #1 bloody single in England. I thought, great. Anyway, but we had such a great time. We said, let's make an album. And my manager was his publisher. We owned Battery Studios. Come on down. And we started this record. EMI loved it, put it out. We had 3 hit singles in England and a huge selling album. So what's wrong with that?
No, nothing.
And it was nothing like Maiden, and that was the beauty of it.
Right.
That was what it was. Just let's have some fun, rock and roll. And his rendition of All the Young Dudes, with that voice so exposed, he sings the shit out of it.
You never did any work with Maiden though, right?
No,
just Bruce solo.
Just Bruce solo, yeah.
Interesting.